Alright, we're going to do a time series chart, and we're going to specifically work on the sleep data that hopefully you've been able to keep track of as best you could during the course of the semester. And so I have no data listed here. I have the nights of the semester, and of course Sunday on through Saturday in a repetitious form. So I'm going to come back here to my sleep data, and you might recall in a previous tutorial how I had some random data placed in there just so we have something to actually operate on. And so once you've built your semester's log for your night's sleep, you will need to take that data and copy and paste it into this time series worksheet. So this is an opportunity to learn another skill that will really pay off if you ever work with Excel, bouncing between horizontal and vertical and vice versa. So I'm highlighting my sleep from week 1, and I'm going to do a right-click copy there. When I go over to my time series worksheet, the problem is if I try to paste right here, I've got a dilemma here. You'll notice it just does that to me. So I don't want that, so I'm going to Control Z, get out of there, undo it. Instead, what I want it to do is to paste the data vertically. So once again, this is a paste special, we call it. So I'm going to do a paste special. I'm going to look for a little option called transpose. And in mathematics, when we transpose an array, it'll take it from horizontal to vertical or vice versa. It's really a handy skill to know. So when I hit OK, it just simply pasted the hours of sleep right there. So one more time, I'll do it with another week. I'm going to highlight week 2. Carefully. I'm going to do a copy with a right click. I'll pop over to my time series, and now the next week I'm going to do a paste special and a simple transpose. And there we go. So you want to keep doing that until you get all of your data filled in. Now I've got some ready for us, so I'm going to click over there right now, and you'll notice that this is what we're going to be shooting for, this type of a chart. So I'm going to delete that, pretend that that is not there and we don't know how to do it. Alright, so once we have the number of hours of sleep ready to go, I'm going to simply click and drag over that data carefully like that. And then, let's see, I want to choose a scatter plot or a line. I think either one would work. Let me just test drive this. If I click a line, that might do it. I'll try it with marks. And if I don't like it, I can always change my mind. That's not too bad. Just for the sake of variety, I want to see what a scatter plot would have done in connected mode. So they call that a smooth, marked, and scatter type plot. Pretty much the same thing. It's kind of hideous looking right now, but be patient with me. I'm going to see if we can stretch this out just a little bit. I don't think I'm going to need that Series 1 descriptor, and I definitely want to get this a little bit larger so I can appreciate it better. Alright, so what we're going to accomplish with this is a couple different things. We need to take a good look at that x-axis, and if we don't like it, maybe modify it just a bit. So a thing to remember is you can always do a right click on any of those x numbers, and you get an opportunity to format the axis, they call it. So I want to see if that will be something doable. Let me try that one more time. Right click and format axis. There we go. And so when you get a window like this, hunt down anything that has anything to do with scale. There it is right there. And so just a what if here. What if I would like to see my days of the semester like every 5 instead of every 10? So I believe they've got that listed here as the major unit. So I'm going to change that from a 10 to a 5. And you'll notice it gives us a little more detail. But finally, what we really probably ought to do here is get ourselves some titles. And so I'm going to do chart layout again. Let's do a horizontal title right here. Let's put it right below the x-axis. That's nice. And so if I double click carefully or drag, I can give this perhaps nights of the semester. Maybe that'll work for us as a label. And if you don't like the size, of course you've got all kinds of options. You can color the fonts and increase the sizes and do many different things. So that boosted up the size right there. Now a nice thing about the vertical is you do have some options there that are worth exploring, I'm going to come up here to axis, title, and vertical. So you can do a rotated, a vertical, a horizontal. Let's try to do a rotated title here. There we go. I think that looks pretty nice, and of course it needs to expand, but we'll do that in just a second. Now up and down on the y-axis, we're actually talking about the number of hours. Let me try that again, number of hours of sleep. So you want to be as descriptive as you can so that people can read your charts quicker, with less difficulty. And I definitely need to boost that up in size. Let's go up to, say, a 14. There we go. And then, of course, it would be good to have a title. So we'll put a title up above the chart. And this could be totally up to you, but this particular semester is Fall 2013, Sleep Hours Analysis, or Brother Goodwin. You can put your own name in there, give it a little bit of personal touch. And of course, as you already have figured out from the other tutorials, I don't really like charts that just have white background, but that's totally your call. So I'm going to get a little fancier this time. I'm going to see if there's a pretty texture I might want to try out here. I kind of have a liking to the parchment. How about that? Not bad. So that gives it a little bit of a spark to it, I guess. And when I click on it, notice how it's just simply referencing back here to the number of hours of sleep. So now you've learned a couple different skills, not only the line graph here called a time series chart, but you've also learned how to take horizontal data that we had right there and do a special paste and get yourself into a vertical situation. So I think that's all I wanted to share with you, and hopefully that was helpful in pointing you in the right direction. Good luck on your project.